Have you ever felt someone's eyes watching you in the darkness, but when you turn around, there's no one there? Is it just your imagination, or is it something more? In the hidden corners of the deep forest where sunlight never reaches, tiny creatures with glowing eyes and mischievous grins are said to lurk in the shadows. Picture this. On a stormy night, the wind howls past the windowsill, and the candle before you flickers, then goes out. Do you hear the creaking of footsteps? Or is it just the wood groaning? You pull the blanket over your head and wonder, is it really just your imagination? Do you believe that tiny, grotesque creatures once ruled this world? In ancient folklore, goblins, mischievous, sometimes dangerous spirits, roamed freely from dense forests to the deepest underground caverns. Goblins are not the kind, gentle creatures often found in fairy tales. They possess a complex nature, sometimes malevolent, sometimes secretly helping humans, yet always leaving people in a state of uneasy fear. Do you believe that tiny, grotesque creatures once ruled this world? In ancient folklore, goblins, mischievous, sometimes dangerous spirits, roamed freely from dense forests to the deepest underground caverns. Goblins are not the kind, gentle creatures often found in fairy tales. They possess a complex nature, sometimes malevolent, sometimes secretly helping humans, yet always leaving people in a state of uneasy fear. From the dark corners of European folklore to the pages of modern literature, goblins take on many different forms. Are they cunning tricksters or silent guardian spirits? Stories about goblins aren't just myths. They reflect a deeper part of the human psyche and our fear of the unknown. From Europe to distant cultures, goblins appear with varying roles and characteristics, adding even more complexity to their history. In ancient legends, goblins appear in many forms, from cunning, mischievous creatures to fearsome foes. In Europe, they are often depicted as small, ugly, and full of tricks. However, in Asia, similar beings carry a different, more mysterious aura. Regardless of their appearance, they always evoke a sense of unease. In terms of appearance, goblins are often depicted as short, with rough skin and glowing eyes that reflect light in the dark. Some goblins have pointed ears and fangs, giving them a look that is both frightening and comical. Goblins also possess magical abilities, such as invisibility, shape-shifting, or communicating with animals in the forest. They tend to live in remote areas, deep in forests, caves, or underground.
From classic works like Tolkien's The Hobbit to films like Harry Potter, goblins have become symbols of cunning and malice. In games like World of Warcraft, they are portrayed as intelligent and ambitious creatures. Goblins not only represent fear, but also symbolize the mistrust of things that cannot be controlled. From classic works like Tolkien's The Hobbit to films like Harry Potter, goblins have become symbols of cunning and malice. In games like World of Warcraft, they are portrayed as intelligent and ambitious creatures. Goblins not only represent fear, but also symbolize the mistrust of things that cannot be controlled. In ancient European legends, goblins have always been a part of dark and mysterious stories. They are described as small, ugly creatures with mischievous personalities, often delighting in playing tricks and causing trouble for humans. But goblins are not just pranksters. They are also known for their ability to manipulate and control minds, making them a terrifying threat in the minds of storytellers. One of the most famous goblin tales comes from the folklore of Normandy, France. In the old forests of Valognes, there is a story about a notorious goblin named Goblins. Goblins was believed to be a creature that lived in the shadows, haunting homes and bringing misfortune to the inhabitants. When night fell, Goblins would prowl, creating strange noises and preventing people from getting any sleep. The story goes that a family moved into the area near the Vilonos forest. They didn't believe in the local ghost stories, thinking they were just superstitions. But within a few nights, they began to sense something strange. At night, objects in the house would move on their own. Eerie giggles would echo from dark corners, but whenever they searched, no one was there. The father, a brave and strong man, decided to confront the mysterious creature. One night, after hearing noises in the barn, he grabbed a wooden stick and went in, determined to catch the troublemaker. But when he opened the door, he saw Goblins, a small, rough-skinned creature with glowing eyes and a sly grin. Goblins burst into laughter, and before the father could react, the creature vanished into the darkness, leaving only its haunting laugh behind. Terrified, the family decided to leave the house. But before they left, they placed some bread and milk by the door as a peace offering to Goblins. According to legend, creatures like goblins would leave humans alone if treated kindly and given small offerings. From that point on, the locals made sure to leave out little gifts whenever they sensed a goblin's presence, hoping for peace. The legend of goblins is not limited to France. Across many parts of the world, from England and Germany to the forests of Scandinavia, stories of goblins still thrive in people's imaginations. They may appear as guardian spirits in mines, helping miners escape danger, but they are also tricksters who deceive and play pranks when displeased. So the question remains, are goblins, those strange and mysterious creatures, truly just figments of our imagination? Or are they silently lurking somewhere in the deep shadows, waiting for the right moment to reveal their true nature? Reflect and explore for yourself, because who knows, perhaps goblins are still out there, waiting to unveil their final secret.